Item I, review and possible approval of the Roundup for Education program.
Okay, and I need to, Mr. Chairman, I need to disclose that I am an administrator of the Park County School District, and have talked to our attorney to see if there was any conflict of interest, and
Do not believe that there is at this point.
correct, because I'm not over the high school.
At this point, I would say, I think we can, I would, my opinion is we give management the go-ahead to work out a situation and come back and present it to us, saying, hey, here's the finished product, here is how this would work. And again, I would say we definitely need to get with the Mesquite guys and let them know and have them develop the program. If you guys want to work in conjunction with them, have a similar thing, make it easy on everybody. And then you can also deal with those questions that we brought up about, yeah.
Foundation.
Yeah, and whether we're keeping a foundation or in the district, you probably need to explore that. I know the district always worries about coaches' slushes funds and things like that, but you do have a boosters club, which is separate, and their funds are not controlled by the Park County School District. You might want to look and see what you have to do with that. I do not believe if you set up a nonprofit, no matter what they've told you, it's not that difficult. I've set up probably 5 of those in the last 10 years, and it can be done, and it takes you a short period. It's got a form you need to deal with, but you can do that, and we can probably find people in this community that can help you get that set up. But I think you need to explore that. You need to say, okay, before this board makes a decision, you go ahead and say, okay, yeah, we're on board, we're going to do that. I think we need to see a package. We need to see, here's how it's exactly going to work. Here's how the district, our power district functions within that. Here's what they have, and then at that point, I think this board can sit down and say, hey, yay or nay on that. But I think that, though I won't read for the board, but I think there's probably a general consensus, feeling that that's not a bad idea. I personally don't see any downside to it. If you don't want to do it, you don't do it. If I want to give you 12 cents a month, I can do that. So.
Let me give you just a little bit more background information, Dr. Moses. We have checked into the accounting process, and like was discussed, it's very easy for us to do it. It can be community specific. If you have a grandparent that lives here and wants to donate to Mesquite, they can do that. If they live in Mesquite, want to donate to their grandkids here, they can do that. So
Right after they move.
Right? No, that's okay. We've discussed, how we would do those payments. It would probably be done on a quarterly basis, so that we're not doing that. I've talked to Shane about making sure that we want to make sure that the power district isn't impacted, so they would handle all the advertising and all the promotions for this. As I was talking to Shane about this, I did have a staff member that contacted Mr. Hess over in Mesquite, so I knew that they were a little bit interested, but I had to approach Mr. Hughes because I knew that there were going to be things that we discussed here, and you can see that they've put a lot of thought into this already, and I wanted to give Mr. Hughes the same opportunity to develop a program and not basically have to buy into what worked for the high school here. And so that was the kind of the logic behind that. I think everybody's waiting to see, including the other utilities, what we're going to do so that they can make a decision. And so that's some of the background on that, but from our side, we can handle the things that need to be done at a very minimal cost with hardly any effort. So
I'm thinking by the first of the year, we should be able to have something solid that we can look at and we can sit down and say, hey, yeah, let's go with this. That would be at our January meeting. I don't think we're meeting in December. I haven't looked at that yet, but I think that gives us time to put this whole thing together and come up and determine exactly how we want to attack it. And then also it gives the gentleman here time to sit down and say, hey, you have to talk to your people and see if the people that you represent. I really don't anticipate any problem with the people I represent, with those who want to will do it, those who don't want to do it won't. The minimal cost factor, really it should not be much of an issue. They just, we do more than that at our front door every season, so. And I'm hoping that doesn't stop, don't get me wrong, you need that money too, so.
And just so you're aware, we do have a meeting scheduled in December.
Oh, we do,
have to do
okay,
that
I know we
regardless
talked,
contract.
said maybe, okay.
That'll be at a unique time, so I just want to make sure we don't skip over that at the
Okay.
end.
Okay.
So if you do, we need to give the approval to go ahead with preparing what you're requesting.
By our next board meeting? Can we have?
Our next board meeting's gonna have to be in 2 weeks.
Okay,
January board meeting.
let's do it for the January board meeting. Gentlemen, you don't find any problem with that, do you? We're,
No, I'm not fine. I mean, my goal was to get it up and running by the first, by the new year, but February's fine. You know.
no, we're talking about the first meeting in January.
Yeah, that'd be great. That gives us plenty of time.
You can get that thing put together and,
You bet.
convey, someone convey to Cliff that we're doing the same thing with Alvin's.
Yeah, I'll be in touch with
And
that.
I'll make contact with him too. I wanted to see what the approach was here before I, gave him all the details, so.
Well, we haven't had a whole lot of discussion on this, and I may be projecting something to the board, but I think it's open if there's any opposition or anyone who has a negative thought on it.
It's all voluntary, so all we're doing is approving to go ahead and.
Approach customers.
Yeah, okay, and that's, you got the approval to go ahead and put it together and work with the company, you work with these guys, come to us, and then in the January meeting and present us with what you have. And at that point, we'll make a decision.